Hey there everyone, before we start the video, I wanted to mention something I'd hope you'd consider participating in. We haven't done one in several years. We had the really successful manual garage up in Virginia Beach where we did a giveaway, we designed the garage, and we were able to go up and execute. I mean, wouldn't you want, we're here on site at the Adam LZ project, wouldn't you want Mike and I coming to your house, creating a little bit of chaos and then transforming your sanctuary? You know, to me, the garage is the anchor of the obsession, and to me, a house is attached to it. The cars go in it, the lighting has to go in it, the tools or something we put in the garage. The anchor of the garage is something that I think that we have a real expertise in, and I think we could do a really amazing transformation to yours. So I hope you consider participating in this giveaway. It really helps us do projects like this, share the content. So if you've gotten some value out of videos like this, I'd love it if you'd participate, and then who knows, maybe you're the one that I draw on the podcast and we come up to your house and change your life.
Well, it already stinks, that's why it's called stinky.
That would be it. We need to do a interior cleaning video of the drift car.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go. I need to crash that car on camera. That's what we need to do.
I should have had you crash it before I painted it.
Yeah. All right. I want to go back in time, not all the way back to cream, whatever you call that Nissan thing, E240.
So the funny thing about it is, I think the BMW came before this.
Really?
Yeah, it did. So I sold my first car. I bought this.
Okay.
And then I was able to get to a point where I was able to afford a second car, and that's when I got the 240 to start drifting.
This one though, or this was another one?
No, yeah, this car.
Oh.
This is my second ever car.
Oh, I thought that was. Okay. I wish I kept all my old cars. I get rid of them.
It seems kind of ridiculous and like a hoarder mentality, but
yeah.
the joy that it brings when you have unlimited space. Hey,
yeah.
Careful of the paint.
It's gonna be dirty.
But like the joy that it brings versus the cost that it is. Like this car's probably, if it was stock, it'd be worth $4,000 right now if I was lucky.
Yeah.
Where like it brings me $10,000 of happiness seeing it sitting on a lift.
True. Yeah. My problem is I'm always buying the lowest mile, best version, finance my whole life to get car.
So like I'm in that boat with my .2 RS.
Yeah.
Came up for sale, and that's a car that I know I'm gonna want to own. Like I'm hoping I'll be like a billionaire someday, and I'll be able to buy it back and just like be like, yep, that was my first RS.
You're talking about the lava one.
Yeah, that was
the one
car.
that Billy and I did, that we detailed. Yeah.
But I can't rationalize that. I can rationalize the cheapos, but
yeah, yep. There's a guy who has not mine, but I think a really close version of my Carrera S, and he keeps sending me freaking messages all the time. It's $80,000. It's better than mine because it has carbon ceramics, it has Burmester, it's like the perfect spec. But it has like 50,000 miles, which is not for me. Yeah.
There's also the mentality too, where like once you've put a lot of money into a car, which this one has a lot into it.
Yeah.
I would almost just rather keep it than have like a lost. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I could sell a car at a $20,000 loss or just keep it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not the best way to look at things.
Well, we have a little different life in that you could also consider doing a giveaway on it, which would slay.
But
yeah.
Like I know that like certain things are just too sentimental and I would regret it.
Yeah. So what are the quirks on this thing?
I don't know. I haven't driven it in like 2 years.
Okay.
We single turboed it, and these cars, the ECU is just very complex.
Yeah.
So it's just like always just would go in and do weird things. Like honestly, it actually worked pretty good, but it was just like every pull, it's like felt like a different power level, and I didn't really trusted it.
Yeah.
It's had ethanol sitting in for a while.
It's an N54.
Yeah. Makes like 750 horsepower. Big Brembos. It's kind of a cool car.
Yeah, I remember doing when the wheels showed up, and then the Brembos. This was back at the Oviedo house. Yeah. We're messing with this thing.
I missed it though on the BBS LMs. I kind of got to put those back in it.
Yeah.
Well, this would be a good one to do the leather recondition on.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got
see what he's doing to me here?
No.
He keeps goading me into doing all this manual labor work.
You're a Honda guy, right? Mm-hmm. I've got a secret Honda that you haven't seen.
Okay.
That would be a perfect candidate to do the leather restoration on. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a lot.
I got to bring the stuff. I got to bring my whole arsenal.
I like the shifter so much more than the CAE I just put in my E46.
What is that, a UUC?
No, this one's a RTD. This is a copy of the CAE, but it just feels better, like the throw's longer. All right, let's see if she starts.
Yeah.
Probably need a jump pack at us.
Oh, we got to take the C-Tech off of it. Is it on? Yeah.
Drive off with the C-Tech plug.
I'm sure. Works. We do have to, we have to get me up to speed on drifting, at least so I can do a figure eight. Yeah. And then I'll do a figure eight in that and do a drift and drive.
Sure.
Just a quick little figure eight or drift and wash. That's what I need to do. That's my goal of this whole compound project. I have a month and a half left or so. I think I can do it.
I think we can do that, no problem.
Yeah. All right, thanks. I'm gonna get it nice and cleaned up for you and I'll put it right back here.
All right, sounds good.
I'm a lot skinnier, but I'm not that skinny. Oh, jeez. Notice how easy you got in that seat and now. Oh, shoot. This reminds me
Of that Porsche.
Oh, God.
That was
It hurts. Oh, yeah, it feels like a regular 3 Series, just with 800 horsepower. Ooh, man, this hurts my hips. There we go. It actually is working pretty well. Yeah, this thing's doing great. Dude, this thing's driving nice.
What's up?
It's driving real nice.
Driving good?
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's freaking awesome.
All right.
I shouldn't have said that. Sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the LZ Wash Bay. Adam says he hasn't driven this in a couple of years. So I can see there's lots of dust on it, lots of dirt. So it's gonna do well to clean up. I don't know what's on this car. I don't know what I'm sure we've done something to it in the past. I don't know if there's a coating on it or what's on it, but we're gonna wash this thing up, make it look nice and fresh again, put it back in storage where it belongs. Actually, it was running pretty well. I drove it around a little bit, and so we're gonna clean the wheels, clean the exterior with some touchless and some GFX, which I still have some of that left. Before I dig into this, we'll talk a little bit about the giveaway here, but go to obsessedgarage.com, click the link in the description, and I'm doing a garage giveaway. So Mike and I are going to come out to somebody's house and transform your garage. You've probably already seen an ad, but make sure to click that link. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how that works. But let's fill this up and get moving. We got some a little bit of GFX left here, so we'll use some of this. This time I'm going to be a little smarter and fill up the bucket. See, it's no fun to not have a bucket filler because we only have one hose outlet here currently, and that one hose, once I hook it up to the Krenslow, then I can't fill up my buckets conveniently. So I'm going to fill at least the rinse bucket up and put a little bit in the wash bucket first. I like to bring a TDS meter to see if this thing's doing anything. Looks old.
Can't be worse than regular water coming through. So this car goes back, let's see, he really started modifying it, early on when when I first met him. Obviously he didn't have a GT3 when I first met him. I did. And but this was his first nice car that I think he got when he was doing, first started making YouTube videos. He has the E46 3 Series that he's redoing right now. So I think this one replaced that one. But now it has a single turbo, N54, crazy, I think standalone ECU, all kinds of crazy stuff that Sean at PSI built. I mean, I think the whole N54 bottom end is built, pistons, rods, cam, big turbo, single turbo. Fuel management, I think it's pretty much E85 only. Sure, it's running Ignite right now. So my wash bucket, if I fill it up right now and I get this, get all the suds going, then it's not going to work. All the suds are going to be toast by the time I get done with the wheels and get done with the pre-wash. So what I'll do here, just because of how since I don't have a separate bucket filler, I'll fill it up halfway, and then we'll re-agitate it with the pressure washer. I brought an OG spec nozzle, so we'll swap that. The water flow here is not so good. That's about the minimum occurrence I can get and still work. Shoot, Marissa said the tanks weren't working. So hopefully we can even do this. We're gonna find out. Shoot, I went home this weekend, I forgot to bring a quick disconnect for the end, but we'll be all right. Let me pull the hose out. Let's get started. This week we had to fix the O-ring, so should be functioning there. Better than using the old MTM nozzle. Let me get a seat out here in the bucket. We're good to go. So I brought some brake buster with me. I'm almost out of Atom Mac. I'll explain that when we get to it. But is this mine? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, this doesn't look like my bucket. Let me get the other one. This is not the one I want. That looks a little different. It's a little more matty spec. All right, steel brakes. Pretty dirty. I brought some brake buster, so we'll brake buster it. And I still have all my stuff here in my garage. Every day I'm here, I work on a little bit of creature comforts. Make it just a little bit more like at home. There we go, that's better. So, I figured when we talk about the thing that's on my top of mind, other than doing the compound build, is doing another garage giveaway. Emmanuel's garage in Virginia Beach. Shoot, what was that, 2.5 years ago now? I guess it was in January. Was it January 2 years ago or was it 3 years ago? November 2020? So, 3 years ago. Over 3 years ago. And so that one worked out perfectly well in that we did the giveaway. I think we probably raised, I don't know, I tried to raise like $125,000 in profitability, and it probably cost me 110 grand to do it, so I made a few bucks net. We've been able to use that garage for all kinds of photos and videos and, all kinds of B-roll and advertising and stuff like that. And so it was a win-win, and then we got to do it. We got to change somebody's life. We got to do a really cool, practical small two-car garage to kind of show what could be done. And I don't have a lug brush with me, so I'm just gonna have to do this. I forgot to bring another one of these. It's on its last leg here, the lambskin mitt. But we were able to kind of go through that whole process. We flew him down, did the design, laid it out. He got to choose colors and choice of cabinets, and because it was a smaller garage, we were able to spec in some MSS Plus instead of MSS, and it was just a really great experience. It was cold, it was wet, but we got the job done in, how many days was it? Like 6 or 7 days, something like that. And it was a really great result. Garage, he still lives in that house today, still uses it all the time. It's perfect. The other thing I wanted to do was clean off my Solomons while I'm out here messing around. And so the way that worked was, we sold some shirts and hats. We weren't allowed to do digital entries yet, so basically a digital like raffle ticket. We can do that now. I thought I had a brake buster in a bottle. Somebody's gonna get murdered. What the heck? Forgot to come out here and tape off and say hands off Maddie's wares. So, Emmanuel, I forget what he bought, but he bought, $1,000 worth of stuff or something like that. And then, we were able to draw a winner and picked him. The funny part was he was in Hawaii at the time and moving to Virginia Beach. So Michelle was fired up because she thought we were all going to Hawaii. Good thing we didn't, because then I would have been broke. But, we were able to kind of tell the whole story of, Obsessed Garage and design, and then design it with them, and, talk through, how this whole process goes. We were kind of launching Obsessed Garage design. I had been doing a lot of designs myself, and then Kyle had taken over the team. And so it set us up for the future. And then we tried to do another one, was it last year? Because then COVID hit. We didn't have supply of anything. So we couldn't do a garage giveaway because we didn't have any of the stuff. We couldn't pull it together. And so I've done several cars. We did a week giveaway at the Destination OG. We did, the toolbox giveaway here recently. So we've done some other stuff. But my vision was always, our claim to fame, our differentiator is to be able to build a garage. By the way, Mike wasn't working for us then, so he was kind of volunteering time. And I think I had allocated some of the profitability to pay for Mike's time to come out. But, Mike had a job and lived in California. And so we haven't been able to do a garage giveaway since the last one we did. The guy didn't have a garage, and so we paid him the 30 grand. And so this time, the way I set it up, because I knew that I'd have a lot of new followers, a lot of you LZ fans, probably some of you guys are younger. Maybe you live in a city, maybe you don't have a garage yet or a house yet. And so I had set it up. I don't have two in here. What the heck? I set this one up to be you win the garage or 50 grand cash. If you don't have a garage right now, you don't have a choice. I can send you the 50K. And, I pray that the winner has a garage so we can go and do it. So I can take photos, make great videos, we can do what we do. Imagine us coming out to your house and really dialing it in. The garage we do is going to feel like a piece of cake compared to the LZ project that we're working on right now. It would be awesome. So the way it works is we have digital entry option. We have some things like GFX. We have some other, items in the store. Some of them, I didn't want to put a ton of effort into a bunch of tchotchkes. Some of the stuff we've done in giveaways in the past. So the hope is that most people will either sign up for membership, so you sign up for OG membership, or you do digital entry, and hopefully we generate enough to. And we're gonna have some more T-shirt launches and stuff throughout the course of the next month and a half. If you buy this Adam LZ collab shirt, this one counts towards the giveaway. The Colette Davis collab shirt, that one also counts. So either one of those, and then there's a specific page on the site. But giveaways don't work for me because most of the products I'm buying, like I'm not like just a Detail Factory dealer. So I don't buy everything Detail Factory. I only buy the things and sell the things of Detail Factory that I'm using, the stuff that's in my bucket. And so we don't have the margins on all of our items to just open up the whole store. It doesn't do me any good to sell what we normally sell, I've got to sell new stuff. I got to sell more stuff in order for it to work. I can't just give away a $100,000 garage and out of normal sales, then that's the quickest way ever to go out of business. So we have to do some different things that are either higher margin or not normally available, things that we don't normally sell. So I'm not cannibalizing our normal sales. I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of you, but it just, the math doesn't work. So you go on the store, you buy one of those items, and like a few days after we've compiled all the entries, we're going to pick a winner. So somebody's going to get a freaking amazing garage, and or 50 grand in cash. To me, I want someone to win that has a garage, just to be able to tell the story. But from a business perspective, it's a lot cheaper for me to just give the 50 grand in cash, because the garage is probably going to cost me a lot more. Jeez. Slide around the other side here. Yeah, there's bugs on the front of this, so it definitely isn't just dirt from sitting. It's been driven between its last wash and now. So you guys buy some stuff. We hopefully pick somebody really cool that wins. We come out to your house. We build your garage. Actually, first, we can bring you to our house. We sit you down with design, take you to dinner, hang out for the night. Come over to the house, I'll cook you a steak, and we'll design in the morning with Kyle and the team, fly you back home. Then we'll get to ordering the parts, organize and gather all the stuff, ship it to your house, schedule a time, and the Mikes and me will come out there and make it happen. It's gonna be pretty sweet. So the way, this stuff works for me economically, it's not a I'm not giving away squat. It's a marketing thing that hopefully generates enough revenue to not only pay for its cost, but hopefully generate a little bit of extra profitability for the month. And then maybe get an awesome shirt in your hands, or some other item that you might have an interest in. That's the goal. It's not out of just the kindness of my heart. It's a marketing and business thing. So all these guys are telling you, you see the ads on Facebook, like it's all for charity. No, it's not. They're not saying it's all for charity. They're making a 2% charitable contribution to offset, but they need to generate enough to make a bunch of money, because a lot of those, they're running ads on Facebook and stuff. They don't have a following like what I have, and so they don't have a normal store, and so they're just doing giveaway, and that's the business model. I don't like being attached to that, but I think we do something pretty unique that has some value, and it's a really way, I think it's a cool way to engage all of you. And as long as you guys keep participating, I'm going to keep doing it. I just hope I continue to have a charmed luck of the draw, where I keep getting people that win the stuff, and it ends up being a great experience for both of us. It's like the right person wins, but it's random. One of these days, Mrs. McGillicuddy, who sends in a note card, is going to end up winning. I'm going to be really ticked off. Yeah, this car really needed a little bit of love. I don't know, I've been thinking about doing a trade for one of those RS4s. What do you guys think? The red one ended up not selling. You know that? The guy backed out of the deal. Yeah. Yeah, and it's what, 40-something thousand, 50,000 bucks for that sucker.
What would you trade?
I don't know. Money. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything to trade. Just tell Drew I'll trade the two that he has, the red one and the lava one. He really loves that lava one, so I don't think he would do it for my E36. Then I could dial one in to do a giveaway, dial the other one for me to be my beater for a while, and the problem is my E36 is worth a lot, but not a lot of. It costs a lot to get my E36 to where it's at, but it's not worth what it costs to get it there. Maybe he has a beater E92 that I could then do a stroker build on or something. I don't know. How about I just keep what I got? Stop messing around, because I know I'm not going to like that car, The RS4 is not going to work for me. It'll be cool for about a week. And as soon as I go around a corner, I'll vomit slightly in my mouth. Plus, I can't really have a car project because we're closing on the new building. I'm not going to have a darn studio. I'm not going to have a lift for a while. It's going to be a while before I get all that built out and done. Okay, so let's pre-wash it. Still working out the details to see if we can get the built hammer stuff here. I'm hoping that, mid-January we'll have the product. But that's what we're going to do this. We're going to clean this right now with built hammer touchless. So I got in the foam cannon. Actually, let me dilute this. A couple of you sent me a message who's been testing this out, and we're fit roughly 60-40. Shoot, you freaking idiot. Yeah, so we're roughly 60-40 mix of water and touchless in the foam cannon to get a 4% panel impact ratio. I just dumped it all over myself. I'm sure it does. This color is awesome. The gray lettering on blue is freaking sweet. Yeah, so these shirts, my first try of something different. I forget the company. It starts with an A, like Azus or something like that. So it's one of the cheapy brands, but they have like a premium line. And so this is a 100% cotton shirt. Normally I do all 50-50 stuff. Foam can is not doing well. I think the filter's probably clogged in this thing. It's getting the product on there, so yeah, this is definitely coated. Just don't remember if I did this, or who did, or Vince did this. I don't know who did this car. If Adam did it himself, or maybe Jeff, and Jeff probably did it. You can usually tell if the filter's clogged. See how it's kind of sputtering like that? So it's not getting proper water through it. Plus it only used that much. So I need to change the filter on this foam cannon. So while that's doing its thing, let's get our, I guess I need to dump out this. I need to bring another foam cannon with me. It's okay if there's a little bit of cross-contamination here. The car's coated, so brake buster isn't gonna hurt anything. So this would be a good time to try out GFX. Buy a bunch of it. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry into the garage giveaway. Freaking soap all over me from the touchless exploding. I've gotten used to the Griot's foam cannon where I'm not having to fill it through this little hole. Anybody ever get their finger stuck in the foam cannon? I think I have before. Okay, this is ready to rinse. Let's rinse it, refoam it, back to it. So yeah, the LZ project's going great, man. It's I'd say we're on or ahead of schedule, which has been great. We are continuing to make progress every day. I think we're pretty well on to get our timeline done. That, you know, I'm guessing there'll be a few hang-ups that we have to come back to kind of button up, like, you know, in February, but I think we'll go home again this weekend. So someone was asking me about this in another video recently. I've been talking about this quite a bit. So since this is a pre-wash, I tend to wash bottom up. Because if I wash from the top, then it rinses off all my pre-wash. I want to get the pre-wash off with some pressure. It's different than rinsing, you know, rinsing off the soap at the end, or I just want to get everything off the car. So here, I want to use the effectiveness, I might be making this up, but this is the logic I'm going through. I want to use the effectiveness of the pre-wash and then kind of work my way up the car, because if I do it from here, by the time I get down to here, all that pre-wash is going to be rinsed off. This is a no-no. You don't want bugs to sit on the paint for months at a time. So if you are going to go store the car, you want to make sure you get the bugs off before. It's okay to let them sit for a week or two, but for months on end, we want to try to avoid that. I get a new BMW badge there. I'll show you what we're going to do here. For those of you, this is a good case study or a good example to show, especially you guys if you're new here and you're new to like washing properly. I'm going to show you how we're going to take care of these bugs. So notice right now I'm not like getting in there with the pressure washer too close, you know, risking the potential for damage. I'm going to show you how we're going to wash it. It's be a little bit different. There's a little different procedure than what we normally do. All right, so we're going to foam it. Or wait, a little different procedure than what you would think. So we'll show you how to do that. Those of you who've been around forever know how to do this. This is what the foam should look like. So the difference is this foam is not really cleaning much. This is just a pH neutral lubrication device, if you will. So this is, you know, this is a pH of like 7.5 or something like that. Yeah, there's some surfactant and detergents in here that will do a little bit of cleaning, but not a whole heck of a lot. Whereas the Built Hamber is an alkaline pre-cleanser, which is doing a lot more attacking of the dirt. Let's go get our soap bucket ready. I've been thinking about, see my casters are a little longer in the tooth, they're starting to get a little rust form on them. I'm thinking about, man, wouldn't it be cool if I had some like stainless steel casters? If you think the buckets are expensive now, just imagine what they could be. so quiet and pleasant, the Krenzla. Tank's leaking. Oh, it's my inlet. Tighten it up. God dang it. Jeez. There we go. All right, let's do our washing. A little more talking. What else we got going on, Mike? You do have a new building, 25,600 square feet. Oh, update on the building. So I just signed the listing for the curated building, the one up on 42, the one that I own. So that's being listed. I'm listing it for $780, which is a lot less than what I was hoping to list it for, but that's what it's worth. And then what I'm going to do with the building, those of you who are inside the Hex members have been following along all this, on all the detail, but the building needs a new roof, needs a new parking lot, and needs a new air conditioning system, or at least a update to the air conditioning system. And we're going to hold off on the roof and just kind of nurse the roof. The guy who's been managing the property for the last 20 years, Mr. Bob, he said, look, man, I'm telling you, I know you want a new roof. If I were you, I'd take that money that we've allocated for that, put it in a treasury bond or something like that, and just kind of nurse the roof. You could probably get 6 or 7 years out of it, and then do it. He says, I think you're wasting, a good 25% of the life of the roof by doing it now. He said, I would put the money into the air conditioning system because all the air handlers or the condensers outside are all 18 years old, except for one. One of them was replaced. It's about 2 years old. And so we're going to replace all the condensers. We're able to do so without swapping out all the evaporator coils and the handlers inside. And so it's going to cost about 80 grand to go in and update all of that. So if you're new to washing, I did a pretty big section there, but always err on the side of doing small sections. Revisit your bucket, rinse it off, put it back in the soap, and you're gonna have a better long-term result. Man, I was talking about red car. I need another white car in my life. I don't have one. I guess I got the Rivian. That doesn't really count though. That's a girl car. It's Michelle's car. Yeah, I think somebody want to bring me a Cybertruck and I'll figure out what we're going to put on it. It's going to be a fingerprint nightmare. It's like you're driving around in your refrigerator, literally, All right, so we got the front of the car here. So I did a pre-cleanser. So a lot of the sand and dirt and debris is probably already taken off. And we have some nice lubrication here with this really soft, slippery GFX or GSF soap that we have now. But there's still going to be some dirt and stuff on the surface. So when I'm cleaning bugs, your natural tendency is to go after it right now. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, just like normal, no pressure, just wipe off the surface, and it's not going to get. So that bug came off. That one didn't full, well, I guess it did. So not all the bug stuff will come off in that step right there. But I want to resist the temptation to go after it right now because there's going to be some dirt, some sand, and some stuff still on the surface of the paint here that I want to rinse off. See that bug right there? I went over it once, but I'm not going to go after it now. We're going to go after it after we've rinsed and cleaned off the surface. Then when I'm drying, I'm using my drying aid, that's when I'll get the remaining bug guts. You shouldn't be I don't like using any kind of bug removers, although they are getting better at not destroying your coating or destroying your protective layer. But I don't like using any kind of bug removers or anything like that. Just coat your bumper, use drying aid on it regularly, and if you wash your car somewhat regularly, the bugs will just come right off in that step I just did right there. And if there's one or two left over lingering, they're gonna come off really easy when I'm drying. That's the Matty method of dealing with bugs. Well, Matt, you don't understand. I got your bugs and your bugs. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm in Florida. We got the nastiest pterodactyls flying around the road you've ever seen. So that's one thing you can't trump me on. We got the worst bugs in the frickin' world. Love bugs. There's just frickin' bugs everywhere and living in the darn jungle. So don't be spraying any frickin' Pam. Don't be getting any dryer sheets out. Just coat it. Wash it like I'm showing you how we're washing the rest of the 2-bucket method with some soap. Pre-cleanser or not, you know. And get it in the final step. Revisit the bucket often, and you'll end up with a really nice looking continued result on your paint. In many ways, I like the look of a 3 Series over an M3. You know, like the E92 335 IS, you know that one, Mike? Like Le Mans Blue. That's one of my favorite cars of all time. I never got one, but boy did I want one. Yeah, something about the rear bumper, the way they do it, with a dual exhaust, and like it has like a thinner rear bumper. I don't know, it's just a freaking cool looking car. But then you have to deal with the horrendous N54, which I freaking hate. And you're sitting on the side of the road half the time, and your freaking fuel, the high pressure fuel, whatever, regulator always goes out on these things. Have you ever figured that out? All right, we're clean. Let's do the jams. I keep forgetting to do that. Don't even think about it, Adam. I'm not cleaning the interior. I'm not doing it. He's like, you know, we do some great leather restoration on these seats. I'm like, I'm sure I could. Get out of here. And then I start thinking, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And then I get halfway through. I'm like, God dang it. How did he do it to me again? It always gets me to do stuff for him. He makes me think I'm awesome. And then gets me to, hey, you're pretty awesome. You should do it. I'm like, God dang it. It gets me every time. I'm like, yeah, I am awesome. Wait a second. All right, rinse-a-roo time. Let's clean up a little bit of this mess here. Yeah, I mean, how do you guys think I ended up doing this house for him? He freaking goaded me into it somehow, sneakily. Now here I am, living in Mims, Florida in a bus, albeit a really nice bus, for 2+ months. Hopefully less than 2 months. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be digging a trench back here, putting gravel in. I say this all the time, I'd be a nice friend to have, man. I wish I had me as a friend. And you guys are gonna get mad at me for saying that, but it's true. Stuff is always on fire deal. Always doing stuff, fun stuff. Yeah. One of my favorite parts about GSF is the reactivation time. It holds foam until right at when I'm done, and then the foam kind of dissipates and doesn't reactivate. It's freaking sweet. Alrighty. Let's spray off the rotors here so they don't rust over. Set this aside for now. So I'm almost out of Atomac. This is what I'm going to use on the rotors now. I think it's better than hides, so I'm working on trying to get this here to the US as well. It's almost out. So I always like to do this before blowing off the car with a leaf blower. So the stubbies are in stock. I think they're still in stock. So they're available. This is the stub you want for your Ego. Figures. I needed like 12 more seconds. These batteries are toast. OG drying aid. It's a little windy. Man, I picked the perfect time of the year to be here to do washing outside because it is beautiful. Probably what, 60 degrees, 65 degrees? Beautiful. So I've been thinking a lot about what the heck I'm doing here, you know, at this place. Like, why am I doing this? And then I thought, you know, I was watching back some of the first episodes and I was like, I don't know, I felt like since I'm cleaning the floors and taking out toilets and getting, you know, oh shoot, this is one with the towels, it's toast. It's pushing stuff around, dang it. Get a different one. So towels eventually get loaded up with silicon dioxide and they just stop working. Starts pushing water around. But you know, I was thinking about in the first videos I was watching back and I'm like, you know, I felt like I can say whatever I want to say because I'm freaking essentially cleaning toilets here. You know, not only cleaning toilets, I'm taking toilets off the ground. And I kind of, I realized that my actions and words were not really aligned. I was talking to Rick, my coach, and he's like, you know, I watched one of the videos back and I just want to make you aware of something that, you know, you're coming across as this, you know, elitist that like this kind of work. It's not that you're just not grateful for the work, you know, because I'm really struggling. Like, this is really hard. You know, this is something I didn't think I'd ever do again, you know, working hard for, you know, doing this kind of detail work, this kind of contractor type work that's really hard stuff to do. And so I spent quite a bit of time thinking about, you know, I can't be here for 2 months and be like, it's not that I wasn't disgruntled at all, but I just was, I wasn't speaking properly, I don't think. I wasn't speaking what I was, you know, what I felt like I was doing here, which was, I'm here because I'm addicted to the result. And so I knew that this thing could, this house could be, one, do it for my friend, which would be fun. And then secondly, just to the result of this is going to be just a wild transformation, as well as being able to play with new products and try different things and really showcase and figure out, you know, what I'm capable of. You know, it's like challenging me and my team and challenging the business and see, you know, what are we actually capable of doing? And so I've kind of changed, not necessarily my mindset, but changed, I don't know if you guys may have noticed, but I changed how I'm speaking about doing the work. I just assumed that you guys would get it, that, hey, I'm humbling myself to the nth degree by doing some really hard manual labor. But I feel like I need to use the same words as what I'm doing physically. And so it's kind of changed my mindset a little bit and thinking about it more graciously. Like, hey, this part is not fun, but because of how much fun the result will be, I should enjoy the process. And I was thinking so much ahead, like at the end. What's this going to be like at the end? what's this going to be like for me? And it's really not about me, it's about Adam. What's it going to be like for Adam and Colette? So I started, Rick kind of set my mind straight and said, hey, think about it from a perspective of not I, but, you know, why are you doing this? Who are you doing this for? And it really kind of changed my perspective on how I feel about it. So, like I said, I wasn't disgruntled at all, but I don't think that my words were aligned with how I was feeling in the project. And then it also made it a whole lot easier to go and do what we're doing. And I think that, you know, some of you younger guys that, you know, you're in the job and you're thinking about your future, which I hope that you all are, thinking ahead. But I think we can all, no matter what stage of life you're in, can get a little misguided in, you know, your words may not align with your actions. You might be doing great work and really, you know, being selfless and chasing and helping your company succeed, but you may not be vocalizing that properly, and before you know it, your team lead or your manager or the owner of the business doesn't realize how much you care. And so I think first requisite is one, care, and then second is to be able to verbalize how much you care, so that way the people around you can line up and get on board with you. Not the easiest thing to do, but I think the only thing you can do is just recognize it, apologize to yourself, and say, hey, sorry self, sorry for approaching this wrong. Let me change my mindset a little bit here, and being okay with being wrong sometimes and making an adjustment. We all have a tendency to not live in the darn journey. And this project is, let me tell you, is a journey. And so if we take it day by day, one room by room, it can make the whole project seem so much more doable. That's changed a lot for me in working out. I made this transition, same thing with eating and working out. It's like for the last several years, 6 or 7, 8 years, every workout I did, I'd be reminiscing about the workout that I did that was better than that, and that, man, what's going to happen when I get really fit? And so I'd be in the middle of a workout thinking about the potential perfect scenario, 2 years from now, instead of just, let me just get it done today. And so I'm always living in the outcome. And the outcome wasn't coming, because the outcome seemed so daunting and impossible, and I was always thinking about what could be instead of, let's just do today. Let's just get through this. And so especially the kind of working out that I'm doing, I'm suffering. It's hard, really, really hard. Heavy weights, lots of cardio, just hard stuff. And you need to be present, otherwise it becomes daunting in the moment. And so one of the lessons I've learned here the last few years has been to try to figure out how to be in the moment. Like right now, I'm here with you washing this car. I'm not thinking about what washing this car is going to do for the next 10 years and how many cars I have to wash next. I'm just thinking about, I'm going to wash this car right now, which is really hard for a lot of us to do, living in the present rather than the future. Because if I was living in the future, I'd be thinking, well, what if I washed every car that Adam has? Which would be daunting, impossible. Instead of, I'm washing this one today, next time I'm ready to wash, I'll figure out what one I'm going to wash next time. It's been a real long journey for me to get to that mindset. This car's a lot nicer than I thought it was. Looking at it when it was up on the lift. Adam's philosophy of, hey, this car's worth more to me than it is worth. you know, if I were to sell it, I just have a hard time talking about hard times, but I have a hard time owning this car and not having it perfect and having to always have it be dialed in. That would be hard for me. That's why I tend to get rid of the cars. I feel better. It makes me feel better when just moving on to the next person. I can only feel like I can have and dedicate to a few cars. Having however many has 30 something cars is a bit too daunting to me. Yeah, so I think we're going to be good on the building. It's a vertical move from. So here's the bug, right? So I'm going to hit that little extra drying aid. So I have a little extra lubrication. I have some bugs here as well, and so now I can go and get it, right? So see that bug right there? Now I can go and give it the little bit of extra that I need to get it off, because now there's no more sand or dirt or anything that's going to grind into the paint. Same thing up here. I can use my towel to get the remaining little bit of bug jerky that wouldn't come off before. Now there's some rock chips on here, so some of them may look like bugs on camera, but so that's how I would deal with bugs in general. So 3-step process, 4-step. Rinse it, or first coat it. Make sure it's coated, clean. Then as you get the car dirty, get bugs on it, I rinse it with a pre-rinse or just rinse it. Then I wash it gently. And then I come back with my drying aid and I get the rest off. Pretty simple stuff, right? No secret formulas, no crazy old wives' tale formulas. Just simple. Wax it, wash it, wipe it. But I think the moral of the story of this whole thing is that, you know, you try to be excellent. And I need to work on just attempting to be excellent in the moment and let the work speak for itself. You know, it's difficult. I've said this several times before, but we're all infants when it comes to interacting at the scale that we're now interacting at on social media, online. You know, in my case, you know, I'm drinking from a darn fire hose of the amount of people that I'm engaged with. It's just so foreign to me and foreign to how I grew up. And you know, those of you who are 10 or 15 years younger have grown up with it quite a bit more than I have. And then think about, you know, my parents and their parents. They don't know what to do with it. And so we're all trying to figure it out, all trying to navigate. What is that? I think it's some tree sap. It's not coming off. I don't have Tarex here, but that's what we would need to take that tree sap off. And so we're all just trying to figure out how to navigate with people being able to say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it, anonymously. And so, you know, it takes a while to get your master's degree. First, you get your high school diploma in social interactivity at scale, and then you get I feel like I have a master's degree now, and I'm working on my PhD thesis at the moment, but still haven't gotten into the full expert level. You know, have quite a ways to go. And so you're watching in real time a lot of people at scale putting themselves out there and then learning how to navigate it. But part of what this whole project is at Adam's house here, even though it's kind of a slight departure, you know, I've been telling you, which is true, that the
house to me is attached to the garage and I'm not able to check the obsession at the door. But I'm kind of navigating new waters. I'm trying to figure out, how does this fit into my life? How does this fit into what I'm doing? How can I continue to innovate and share in my style for those to appreciate that style? And how can I do it as appropriately as possible while still maintaining pure authenticity? It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Because authentic me can be rather abrasive, as you guys know, right? Some of you love it, but most of you don't. So how do I maintain authenticity? And I think it's by learning graciousness, continuing to learn, to have gratitude, and to be present. Like, no, you don't understand. This is going to be perfect at the end. Instead of, just hang with me. Hang with me. I think I can get you there. I may not be able to, but I think I can get you there, which is what I'm really thinking. But your natural tendency is freaking screw you. I'm going to get this done. You'll see. But that doesn't work. That's what a high school level, person that interacts with others at scale like I am. Let me do the door jam here. Wasn't able to blow this door jam out, so I'm going to a lot of water on my towel. So notice I'm able to do the whole car with just 2 towels. As long as the towel isn't, I'm going to throw that one away because that one is loaded up. Even using proper washing, after a year or two, after dozens of washes, this drying aid that I'm putting on the towel, the Rags to Riches cleans it out for a while, but eventually it gets so loaded up that it just doesn't recover. And then it's time to ditch it and get a new one. But, I'm able to use this. A lot of these towels I've used dozens and dozens of times. So even though this is a $6 towel or $10 towel or whatever the heck it is, expensive towel, I can get tons and tons of uses out of it if I dry it and wash it properly. Nice job. Jeff and Trevor have been doing a good job maintaining this. The door jambs aren't all gunked up. Looks nice. White, alpine white, right? It's good. It's good. It's a good. What should I get, Mike? What car should I get? I need an alpine white E90 M3 is what I need. Yeah, that's what I need. Ooh, I just spoke too soon. We'll get that last. Somebody's been slacking on me here. We'll use that dead towel and we'll toss it. Yeah, see, like this leather, I could really clean that up. Could. I said could, Mike. Not will, not should. Could. I have to get back to work. Mike and Trevor are over there slaving away, and I'm here washing cars talking to you. I do like disappearing for a while and coming back and seeing stuff done, It's awesome. Like when we took the weekend off and the tilers finished the floor, it was cool to see. It's not fair. Adam gets to do that all the time. He comes in, 2 or 3 days later, and the whole darn thing is transformed. I'm like, dang it. I wouldn't want that, though. I like where I'm at. See, look at that graciousness. I didn't even try to put that together. That was just natural. Looks pretty good. Look at freaking nibs, man. There's a lot of nibs on a tire. Gosh, I gotta draw the line somewhere in this world. This just came from parking under a tree. What else we got in here? Yep. Clean the least dirty spot first.
I want to take all these stickers off. He won't know, will he? He can get new stickers. Oh yeah, they've been skipping this. Jeff, Trevor, if you're watching, I'm on to you. I'm checking the work. They're gonna say they haven't washed this in a while. Well, somebody washed it last and didn't take care of this part. And it wasn't me. So, and we know Adam's not washing it. Although he washed the car yesterday. You see that on the, he washed that stinky E36 that I'm gonna go crash into the pond. He's like, you need to get one, that way if you crash it. And you see the video, it's like, why don't I just crash yours? The heck? It's only a couple of grand, what do you care? I don't want to have that stinky drift car in my life. Yeah, that's pretty dirty. But see, if I did this 2 or 3 times in a wash, it would be dialed and you wouldn't have to do this ever again, like getting all this. So I wouldn't like make a dedicated, unless I was going to detail the car, I wouldn't dedicate any time to this. I would just, do several washes in a couple of weeks. Every time you clean it, it'd get a little bit cleaner. Let's see what the engine bay looks like and decide if we're going to close it real quickly or not. See, but I find this is how I would maintain all my cars. First of all, mine are generally not going to get super dirty, but if they were, I would just slowly, every time I clean it, it would get a little bit cleaner each time. In fact, after you polish a car, it's like that. Like the first 2 or 3 washes, every time after polishing it, I always find some gunk, find some polish residue that after 3 or 4 washes, then it's cleaned up pretty nicely. Ooh, not bad. Not good. Oh, geez. I'll just leave it. I'm not doing it. This needs a dedicated cleaning. I don't have time for that. I gotta go back to work. I got a decent superficial clean. This would have been, pre-detail. I would do a full engine bay cleaning, spray with hyper dressing, then I would decon, polish, and that's when I would do this part of the process. We're not doing that today. Today was just a nice matty cleaning, and that's about it. You know what I do want to do here? Do a little, since I'm throwing this towel away, a bit of drying egg cleanup to my dad's shoes here, my Solomon's, my Colorado hiking shoes that I'm using as my work boots. Nice, you like that? A little A-B comparo, not bad. See, you guys hang around here, long format, I'll teach you something every time. Yep, look at that. That good or what? Nice. We'll throw that towel away. All right, I think that's a wrap here. I'm gonna put the Krenzel away. One of these days I'm gonna clean that thing up. Please, if you value this stuff, go, I do need to address the tires. I'll do that off camera. Go enter the giveaway. Really appreciate that. And hopefully we pick you to win your garage. I'm not sure what the next car is going to be. I do want to do the Meissen GT3, the Touring. Maybe I'll watch the RTR Mustang at one point. We'll see what other cars I get into. Drew has some other cool stuff in there I'd like to wash. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support on the LZ Compound project. I really appreciate all you watching that, and I'm sure you're sharing it with lots of people. And we might hit 500,000 by the time you see this video, so that's really, really neat. It's pretty wild if you think about it. So yeah, as always, stay tuned for more crazy. We'll see you in the next one.